waiting for this interview to start, one of my Facebook friends was doing a live where she sat down and taught her grandkids how to make strawberry jam.
Ooh, wow. That's fun.
And then they made homemade biscuits to go with it.
Oh,
I was
gosh,
like,
you're really
man,
making me
what?
hungry.
I'm like, what did I do with your address? With social distancing, just leave me a couple of them on the porch.
Right, there you go.
Leave me a couple of them on the porch. So during this time, this is the time to dust off the stuff that you said that you couldn't do anymore because you didn't have time, you had a job, and you
Exactly.
had kids.
Right.
It's time to dust all that stuff off.
Absolutely.
Like one lady I know, she pulled out her sewing machine and started making masks.
Oh, right.
He's made $2,000 in the last 72 hours
Oh, my goodness.
because she took her sewing machine out, found
Elastic?
no, she found a guide, pattern.
Oh, right.
She found a pattern online. She printed it and used that to, cutting
You're right.
the fabric and
Right.
everything. She's making masks, and they're cute.
Yeah, I've
But
seen some of these homemade ones.
she's making masks. She's made $2,000,
Wow.
and she was somebody who was fired, not laid off, but fired
Oh,
due to the what I call Coronageddon.
Corona what?
But Coronageddon.
Corona again. Okay. I didn't quite hear that. So
Yeah, Coronageddon.
uh-huh. Okay.
But sewing machine, Pinterest, $2,000.
Wow. That's amazing. Maybe I should dust off my sewing machine.
But that's what everybody was saying. And it reminded me that for years I have said I wanted to learn to sew. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I'm doing it.
Cool. It's fun.
I'm well as soon as I can. Yep.
I know here, like Joann's is, you can go pick up material for it or something like that.
Yeah, because actually, I got to think of whether Memphis has a Joann left. We
Yeah.
were one of the cities where Joann started closing their
Right.
stores, so I had to see if we still have one here. But that is one thing. Looking at her, that I said that I was going to learn to do. And it's just something that simple can save your household.
Mm-hmm.
Personal trainers
Mm-hmm.
are doing workouts online, and they have their Cash App and PayPal information
Right.
in the caption, and it says pay what you can.
Mm.
They're doing stuff like this on Zoom,
Right.
selling tickets for virtual workouts.
Mm.
There are homeschool moms who are airing their days. So I'm going to give you a quote from this one right here.
Yes.
And it is this: you have something rare and precious to offer this world, even in the wake of real or perceived competition. Because someone, somewhere, sometime, somehow, in some way needs that something that you do.
That's awesome. And true.
It might sound crazy, but if you think about it, it makes a whole lot of sense. The first day of the shutdown here, I received 4 editing and writing projects. 4. Got paid
Was that
for
more
all
than mine
4.
too? Does it include the one we
Yes,
did together? Okay.
that includes the one that we did together.
'Cause I know.
4. Got paid for them all.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to leave my house. I didn't have to leave my kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a pretty decent editor. I can write out of thin air, usually.
Oh yeah, you can and fast.
Yes, I can write out of thin air. I can write out of thin air quickly. So I tell people, feed your mind something other than what's going on.
Exactly.
Let me give you a break from reality with one of my fiction books.
Mm-hmm.
Let me help you craft a plan with one of my boot camps. Let me help you show your kids how to make a board game. We are making survival way too hard
Mm.
in some areas. We're making survival way too hard. Take what you did in your job every day and say, okay, how can I monetize this and put it online?
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's culinary, with the amount of people out here who can't buy food because the shelves are bare,
Surreal.
you still matter.
Mm.
Because I know me, myself personally, I have spent since the beginning of the month, since this whole mess started, I know I've spent $500 on food.
Oh yeah.
And that's just me getting in my car and praying that I find an open restaurant.
Mm.
So if you meal plan, if you meal prep, if you have a cookbook, anything like that, get it out there. Get it out there. Do a video of you cooking something.
Right.
I am telling you, there are certain aspects of survival making way too hard.
Yeah.
So if you are at home at this time, you may not be able to replace what you were bringing in just yet. However, a quick $100 can do a whole lot of good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I know when I got those manuscripts, yeah, I was up until 2, 3, 4 in the morning and then getting right back up at 8. But I was determined to get those jobs finished so that I could get paid, because that was money that I could use. That so when I went out there to see if there was anything, I could bring it home. So a quick 125 here, 75 over here, 50 over here, 25 over here. Because in our house, we have essential and non-essential businesses. So we have to keep going. You got one that works for FedEx. You've got one that runs a bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
We have to meet in the middle. So my advice to you would be this. What is it that you know how to do, you enjoy doing it, and can make money from?
Mm.
Even if you only come up with one thing, if you put it on social media, somebody's going to need it.
Right.
Somebody's going to pay for it. And then you can do things with the money that that person gave you.
I completely edify what you're saying because, as you know, I had a book project just last month, got it done. He paid me just a couple days ago. It fed our family for the rest of the week.
There we go.
Because my husband, thank God he was in transition before all this happened, but wasn't quite enough with him being out of work for 3 weeks before all this happened to bridge the gap. So thank goodness I had that money to keep us going.
See? And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. She named one project.
Mm-hmm. And I've got another project that we've been working on that's going to be done
Right.
tonight.
Yeah, see?
There you go. He's eager for it to
You,
be done, believe me.
yes. Right. Anybody who works with authors right now
Yeah,
is a little stressed.
right.
But that's just because right about now, our accounts are looking a little lean.
Well, and also he has a message that's really important. So,
Very much so.
mm-hmm.
And so we have missions and messages that
Yes.
we want to share. And so anybody who's writing anything right now needs to be your best friend
Yeah.
because we're going to keep you safe.
Well, now I keep saying now is not the time to shrink back. Now is the time to do what God's called you to do with no excuses. And you've lived that way
Z
before this all
way
came out.
before.
Oh, yeah.
Way
Uh-huh.
before.
Right.
So mine and I will tell people, don't dismiss writing a book or an ebook based on the field that you work in. Whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee,
Mm-hmm.
somebody wants the knowledge that you have. If you know how to do anything legal,
That's legal.
let me let me let me let me back that statement.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good caveat to put in there. Disclaimer, legal.
Legal. Legal. And it's been successful in any way.
Well, my niece is going to, in fact, after we're done with this, she's going to make some videos. She's going to do some video classes online. And I'm going to put it on my membership site. She made my angel. That's the official
Oh,
Angel Arts Angel.
yes.
So,
Little is just like one of my favorite hymns. Little is much.
awesome. So, tell us about your goal for your birthday. Can you tell us that? And then I have one more question.
I didn't think that she was going to ask me that.
You knew I was going to ask you that?
I didn't. I thought she was going to be able to restrain herself. All right, so I'm going to tell you, the worst thing that anybody can give me is a book idea. The absolute worst thing that you could do is challenge me to actually follow through with said book idea.
Uh-huh.
Because most people will tell you, give me 12 to 48 hours and it's going to be on Amazon.
It should be your slogan.
Yes. I irk the living fire out of Kindle Direct Publishing.
Good.
And I do it proudly.
Yes.
So originally, my goal was to reach 100 books by December 2020. At the time that I set that goal, I was at 52. Well, I have Facebook friends who forgot how eternally special I am. One friend says, "Oh, she's gonna have that 100 done by June." And I'm like, my father, why do they tempt me? And then one of my mentors comes behind her and says, I can see her having 125 by the start of her new year.
Which is your birthday in August.
Which is my birthday in August.
Mm-hmm.
New Year starts on your birthday. If I confused you, buy the book. So basically what I did was I asked the all-powerful Google how many days there was between that day and my birthday. And I took that number and divided it by the number of books that I have left to write. So basically, Google told me that I need to write 2.2 books a day to reach my goal. Now, ask me what I did yesterday.
You wrote a book. You released a book.
I published a book yesterday. I finished one at around 2 a.m.
Oh my gosh. Now I
got
why you're up so late. Okay.
Yeah. I was writing.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out what my third book would be. And then this morning, I realized that it is almost the 31st, which means that my first quarterly devotional that I said was going into retirement
Is not going to.
is coming out.
I knew it.
See, what happened was that I decided to ask a question, hoping that people would say no.
Mm-hmm.
Howsoever, comma, the response that I got to that question was, what kind of question is that? When is it coming out? And I said to myself, I said, Lord, I've done it as Facebook post only. I've done it as 2 large volumes. I've done it monthly. And I said, what else is there? And he said, every 90 days. I said, you have got to be kidding me. And so I said to myself, it's almost the 31st. Fortunately for me, that's a copy and paste job.
Right.
The easiest. All I need is all I need is a document, a new document.
Right.
Drag, drop, drag, drop, drag, drop, drag, drop. Yeah, so it's a drag and drop project. It's just the fact that it's 90 of them instead of 30.
Oh, wow.
Instead of 30 or 31.
Uh-huh.
But however, I did get off track. I looked at Amazon today and I said, oh my goodness, it's been a month since I put something out. My last book went out February 23rd.
Mm.
But there is a story behind that. There have been medical challenges
Oh, yes.
that have completely taken the writing bug and like thrown him in the left field. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm out of the woods for now. But the battle still rages.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know we'll be praying for you.
Yes. This next week is going to be a real character builder.
Mm.
Simply because what they are looking for would take writing from me.
Mm.
So if you're wondering why I have a no excuse mentality, if you wonder why I write that way, it's because I live by the mantra that I use.
Yes, you do.
I write my way through life and business, and writing is my cross to bear. Because I know that if I can't do anything else, the blank page is there. While what they are looking for may take an aspect of that, I'm okay because there's 7 pages of it on Amazon. You may not see me do anything else, but I won't be hard to find. And as long as I still have my voice,
Yes, I was just thinking that.
that 125
Mm-hmm.
will get done.
Yes.
I have poured through hard drives, blog articles, flash drives, emails, Google Drive. I even tried to reactivate my Yahoo account. Okay. and, but it's because I know that I have things that are or that were unfinished. And if they're at a finishing point, even if it's cliffhanger status, if it's 25 pages, Amazon, I got another one. However, I take my good days like today, and I fight. I sit in the same spot on my bed until it's literally difficult for me to stand up. Because it's that important to me to hit save that final time, even if it is 4 in the morning.
Mm.
It's important to me to sit there and wait for Amazon's previewer to show up. I won't close my eyes. I won't pillow my head because I need to see that approve button. I need that printed proof link in my email because it's not just me. I realize that what's in me and what's in everybody else is meant to save or to change somebody's life, faith, family, ministry, and or their business. And as I said a few days ago, I refuse to give the graveyard anything that it's not supposed to have. When you make that your mentality, Corona is nothing to you.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people there is no new normal for me.
Oh, I rebuked my husband this morning for praying that. I said, there is no new normal.
There is no new normal for me.
Not for me either. I'm with you.
Because when this is done, I'm reopening my store.
Yes.
I'm having a sidewalk sale.
Right.
There will be balloons. There will be food trucks. And according to my 7-year-old, there's going to be an ice cream truck.
Okay.
Out of the mouth of babes.
You gotta have cookies too, right?
Of course. Come on now.
You have to have cookies.
This is me. I tell people all the time, my favorite food and my favorite comfort food are one and the same. Cookies.
Yes.
I am known to have at least 9 different types of cookies in my house at one time.
Oh my gosh. You sure do make me hungry. Okay.
Yes. So I would charge you today. Fight for your gifts and your talents. Fight for your strength. Because when that job tells you they can't bring you back,
Mm-hmm.
when your child's school says we're not bringing them back, what you know how to do and what you're willing to learn to do
Right.
is what's going to sustain your family.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're sitting here setting your goals, Dana's going to laugh at me. But I want you to ask your goals 7 questions. Who do I need to link up with to get this done? What is it that I want to get done pertaining to this goal? When do I need to have it done? Where do I need to go in order to get it done? Why is this a goal? Why is it important? How am I going to achieve this goal? And my personal favorite, how much time, money, and effort is it going to take for me to accomplish said goal?
Wow. That's powerful.
Now you may say, why would I ask a goal question? Because when you set the goal, whether you realize it or not, you're going to unconsciously take all 7 of them steps.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to find, because I did a live on this just yesterday. And I said, a lot of people have a goal of starting a garden, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to go to Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook Watch, find a group of somebody, what, who's already doing it and ask to pick their brain. So that covers your who.
Mm-hmm.
What? You've got to decide what you want to grow. I suggest starting off with any family favorites. When is important because different plants need different climates. Some things can be planted or need to be planted now.
Right. Or germinate.
Like now.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to get anything from it. Where do you need to go? You know, can I get all of them out of the Super Walmart? Possibly. But just in case, where else can I go? Why am I growing a garden? Now, that question I can definitely answer for you. 2 words: panic buying.
Oh, gosh.
There are a lot of us who are like Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. As God is my witness, I will what? Never go hungry again. And I kid you not, one of my Facebook friends asked, what was the, after coronavirus is over, where's the first place that you're going? I said, Sam's.
Yeah, I know you said that to me too.
Sam's. Dead serious. Went online and made sure that my membership was current.
Yeah.
And it is. Then your how. How are you going to start your garden? Are you going to get the sectioned planter boxes? Are you going to use milk cartons? Are you going to use pots? Are you going to get out there and destroy your yard? You know, how are you going to do it? Are you going to use a portion of your yard? Or are you going to act like that you have no yard? How are you going to protect it? Because trust me, unless you have a fence that people can't see over without effort, you're going to need to protect your garden. Then how much, what? Time, money, and effort is it going to take to start, maintain, and reap from your garden?
And that is why I would never start a garden. Because it would.
How much is like, I'm done. You're like, that's why God created farmers markets and produce sections at the grocery store.
My grandmother had the most amazing garden in Wyoming, probably in all of Wyoming. But do you think I got any of those skills or talents? No.
Same way. My grandfather, God rest his soul, in Alabama, he had a full acre. I never saw my grandparents buy any vegetable outside of coleslaw mix. Because my grandmother liked to make her own coleslaw. But she would get the mix because cabbage and carrots have a long harvest time. So that was the only vegetable I ever saw my grandmother buy. Their freezer was full of meat. And when she would put meat on, my grandfather would get up from his chair, which I would go and sit in because I was that kind of grandkid. And he would ask my grandmother, he said, Gladys, what kind of vegetables you want with this meat in here? And he would go down to the deep freezer, and he would bring gallon Ziploc bags of whatever she asked for. And after the first time I saw my grandfather do that, I went out with him the next morning to go into his garden. And I said, Grandpa, what are you going to get? He said, I got to get some peas, baby girl. He said, we out of peas in the deep freezer. So I sat there with my grandfather and learned to shuck peas.
Mm.
And we sat there for hours.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time we said anything was when my bowl was empty.
Mm.
And it would be 3 words. Bowl's empty? Yep. And then when we got to the bottom of the barrel, all done? Yep. And we would go in the house and he would give me a box of Sun-Made raisins.
What a precious memory.
Which I still eat today.
You're just really, really making me hungry. All right, I have one more question and then I'm going to let you go, as I know you have some writing to do. And I have some, I got to finish this book for Jack.
But the thing is, I have to write the workbook for the book that I finished at 2 a.m.
Oh, my goodness.
And then I have to write a new one. Technically, I have to write 2 new ones because I don't count my workbooks separate from the books that they go with.
Oh my goodness. Gee, here I was just thinking of account.
Yeah, because if I did, that would be 64, 65.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
That would be about 67. Because this is split now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first version. This is the all-in-one.
Go through the inside of it, just thumb through it real quickly. I'll ask one more question and then I gotta let you go.
Yeah, so this is the first version of this book, which was an all-in-one. You actually cannot get this anymore. It's officially retired.
Ooh, maybe mine will be worth a lot of money someday.
Yeah, so it's officially retired. And so I started out with just a page or so of text. Well, a couple of pages here. And this is 8 by 10.
Yeah, that's 8 by 10.
That's a lot of words. But then
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, then I have workbook pages. And one thing that I did here, I put the main points of the book on the worksheet so you wouldn't have to keep flipping back and forth.
Nice.
That's annoying.
Right.
And then there is an action plan. There are various life and business steps depending on the chapter that you're reading. Then I have a little journaling area here, decisions that I need to make. And then I have those deep dive, thought-provoking questions.
All right.
To help you get things in order. So, yes. So the reason why I said that this one was a labor of love, it was not supposed to come out until March of 2016. This book came out in December of 2015. Because I had talked about it so much
that people wanted it,
that there was money sitting on the table.
That's awesome. Perfect.
Get messages. Are you done? Is he done?
That's place to be in when you're a writer and author.
And so when I finished it, I went on to Create Space, which Amazon should have never shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. They
Mm-hmm.
need to bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress.
Right.
And I remember I created the cover and I asked my dear friend what she thought.
Oh,
And
dear.
she said,
What did I say?
it's okay, but
Yeah.
your cover is what sells your book.
Right.
Oh,
Yep.
and I says, well, I'll take any suggestions. And she says, well, can I read it? I said, sure. Okay. Now the file was like locked down like Fort Knox when she got it, but because that's what you have to do. And she comes back to me and she says, I think I got it. I won't tell you about the arrangement. That is an ancient Jedi secret. But let's just say she took all of my special and put it on the front of my book.
Right. Yep.
And that's hard to do.
That comes natural to me.
That's hard to do because I don't know if you noticed, but I'm different. I'm very different.
I think we need different at this point in.
Yeah. And the funny thing about this book, I don't know if I ever told Dana this, but when I took this book to my first vending event for our local library, they took one look at the background. Somebody did not read the memo that came with my book. They put me in the love and erotica section.
Red velvet.
And it did not help.
Whoops.
It did not help that my table was decorated in rose petals either.
Oh my gosh.
And so people would pick up my book and they're like, sweetheart, why did they put you over here? I said, I think whoever was in charge of the seating arrangements missed the memo.
It says business.
Right.
Very big letters.
Businesswoman. And one lady walked by my table, and she was a writing professor. She said, "It's the background."
Whoops! I never thought about that when I designed it.
She said, "It's the background." She said, "But I'm intrigued."
Yeah, exactly.
She said, "I'm intrigued though." She bought it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and that was one of my proudest days in getting with this book because I had an Olympic gold medalist to buy my book that day.
Nice.
So that was absolutely awesome. Yep. Yes, but Memphis is home to a couple of Olympic gold medalists.
Nice.
And one just so happened to be going through the library that day.
Wonderful.
And hearing me talk about that book made her stop. Yes. But you said that you have one final burning question.
Most important question of all. How can people contact you? How can they find your books?
Yes. First of all, I would suggest getting a snack.
Yes.
And heading over and heading over to Amazon.
There you go.
And you can go to Amazon.com/author/Tammie Polk. Little caveat. Everybody laughs when I say this. You will not find me if you spell my first name with a Y.
No,
TammiePolk.
right.
So that's caveat
I'll have
number
the link
one.
below this.
Yes, that's caveat number one. Caveat number two, there will be a book that comes up that is not mine.
Oh.
So that is the reason why use the Amazon link below.
Mhm.
Because if you go to Amazon and type in my name, her stuff is going to show up too.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is there is another Tammie Polk.
Mm.
We're both African American. We're both female. And our names are spelled the exact same way.
You have a doppelganger.
The only difference is her middle initial is M and mine is T.
Oh, right.
However, not all of my books have the T.
Aha.
So use the Amazon link. Use the Amazon link. Use the Amazon link.
Did you hear that, Jaden? My niece is over here. Use the Amazon link.
Use the Amazon link to find all of my stuff. And on that Amazon page, there is a lovely little follow button.
Mm.
If you click that follow button, you will get a push notification and an email anytime I do something new.
Yeah, that's something I need to do.
So I shall warn you. You're going to get that push notification a few times. You're going to get that email a few times.
Right.
1 or 2, 3 or 4, 10 or 12. With me writing 2 books a day, seriously, once it hits Amazon, yeah.
My question is, did you ever write down those stories you told me, like the one with your mother? Did you ever write that down?
That story is in a couple of my books.
Okay, I was wondering. Okay. That's
yeah.
an awesome story.
That's a story that you'll find in at least, that was in at least 4.
Okay.
That was in at least 4 of my books.
Okay.
But yes, so Amazon is the quickest way. But if you don't mind waiting and you would like an autographed copy of your book, then you can go to my website, TammieTerrellMompreneurs.com/bookstore.
And I'll have that down below too.
And yeah, so down below. So if you want no line, no waiting, Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see what special message and piece of ancient Jedi wisdom I will leave with you on my website.
There you go.
But I'm telling you, whether it is life, faith, family, ministry, education, business, or break from reality, I've got you. And if audios are your thing, you can find me on PayHip.
I've never heard of that.
You can find the two. I actually crossed over into the land of anthologies.
Ooh, I love anthologies.
So I've done 2 audio anthologies. So you can find me on PayHip.
Awesome.
So if you go to PayHip and you type in my name, spell my first name right though.
TammiePolk.
You'll know if you found me because I'm going to be wearing a red t-shirt that says ask me about my books and I'm pointing at my shirt. You see that? You found me. So is that's the, well, I guess it's easy.
Well, we'll have those links below.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whoa, there goes my dog.
Yeah. Dogs, cats, kids, husbands, Disney.
Well,
Yeah.
my husband's been working down in the office, so he's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tammie, thank you for this delightful conversation. It's been really fun. And I also want to mention, I didn't mention before, that Tammie is an Angel Arts team member. She's helped with so many pieces of content and will do so again if I ever get those assignments to you, right? It's been on my list. So, yeah. So I will. I got a plan. So anyway, we thank you for coming on the Reaching New Heights in the Arts. She definitely has reached a whole new level of new heights that most authors ever do.
It's that whole climbing Mount Everest thing,
Yeah, I think you even go beyond Mount Everest.
Yeah,
All right. So thanks for joining us, and
not a problem. Anytime.
and we'll talk to you soon, I'm sure. All right. This is Dana Susan Beasley of AngelArts.biz. Together, may we reach new heights in our lives and beyond.